And then I
Go
can
on, then.
check if we can be heard. Because if we can't,
Well,
it's gonna be a short watch along if we can't be heard.
always helps if we can be heard, like.
Does, doesn't it? Check if we can be heard. Because if we can't, we can be heard. We're on the right path.
Always a start, Bush.
Always a start.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome to this ungodly hour of watch-alongs as we are preparing ourselves for the massacre of Leicester versus Birmingham. And you'll be glad to know, viewers, it is just the A team. It's just me and Mr. Dill this morning. How are we doing?
Oh shit! Yeah, it is still this morning. God, I feel really bad for getting you up at this ungodly hour, but with so many meetings being called off already today, it was this or nothing, I suppose.
Well, you've got a point, we old cherub. You've
If,
got a point.
if we're watching your team get massacred on Wednesday, it's only fair we watch mine get massacred today.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that
you've
one.
got a point.
I do try. Should we start looking at the lineups at the other meeting going on today? The other one that survived the weather at Belle Vue.
Yeah, so over in Greater Manchester, The Belle Vue Aces take on the Oxford Spires, and they line up like this. At number 1 is Brady Kurtz. At number 2 is Norwich Dawn. At number 3 is Jamin Lidsey. At number 4 is Zach Cook. At number 5 is Dan Bewley. At number 6 is Tate Jiski. And at number 7 is Great Britain's hope for SGP2. So we are absolutely shagged. Kate Bulford.
Who's your rider to watch for that Belle Vue team?
Norwich Dawn. I think he tends to go better in morning, afternoon meetings at Belle Vue than he does in the evenings. Even though, let's be realistic here, it's only going to be a massive Belle Vue win anyway.
I'm going to go for the boring option. I feel like Alan here, but I'm going to go for Brady Kurtz. We laugh about him and stuff, but in reality he's having a much better season than I think anyone expected at Grand Prix level, and he's been crap away for Belle Vue more often than not, but at home he's undeniable. And he's just lost the number 1 spot to Bewley as of the June averages, so he's going to want to put in a show to get that back as soon as he can.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And for the Oxford Spires, they're led at number 1 by Matsei Janowski. It's rider replacement at number 2 for Craig Cook, who serves a 7-day ban for being ill. Number 3, Eric Riss. 4, Rowan Tungate. 5, Charles Wright. 6, Peter Kildemand. And 7, Luke Killeen. Palmer, your Spires man to watch.
I'm going to go for the boring option here. I'm going to do what you did for Belle Vue. I'm going to go for Charles Wright. He put an epic performance in, didn't he, at the British final, and he's going to be wanting to use today as very good practice for the GPs there in a couple of weeks.
I'm doing the exact same thing. We're both going for the boring option. I can't see past Charles Wright. I toyed with the idea of Peter Kildemand. I think against the Belle Vue reserves, Peter Kildemand will clean up. But I think Charles Wright is as good as anybody on his day around there, and the fact he beat Bewley there just a couple of weeks ago to get that wild card, we'll go with that one. As Mr. Wheeler asks if I'm making a change. Who's my captain? Right. Do you want to quickly run through the Leicester teams while I have a look at this?
So for the Leicester Lions, their number 1 is Max Frick. Their number 2 is Luke Becker. Their number 3 is Ryan Douglas. Their number 4 is Kyle Howarth. Riding at number 5 is Sam Masters. At number 6 is Drew Kemp. And at number 7 is Joe Thompson.
Who's your man to watch for this one?
I'm going to go for Joe Thompson. He put a very decent performance in against Kings Lynn a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not saying he's in for the easiest ride of his life tonight, unless his girlfriend's willing to put out later on, but he should be scoring some decent points this afternoon.
I'm going to go for Drew Kemp. I think he cleans up at reserve. Jonas Jepsen struggled last week for Birmingham at home. I've not made this a secret. I've not been impressed with Jason Edwards all season, but I think Drew Kemp's riding on a crest of a wave at the moment, and I think he's got every opportunity to fly as well. And for the Brummies, they're led at number 1 by Tobias Michalek. Paco Castagna goes at 2. That ever-busy fellow rider replacement goes at number 3 for Michael Jepsen Jensen, who's decided to stick 2 fingers up at British Speedway and leave. Kitten and Rue goes at 4. Matty Zagar at 5. Jonas Jepsen at 6. And Jason Edwards at number 7. Palmer, your Brummies rider to watch.
I'm going for the boring option. I'm going for Matty Zagar. He was phenomenal here last time until his 4th ride, and hopefully, he can have a repeat performance.
What am I going to go with here? I'll go with Tobias Michalek. It's a risky one to go for. It's a very risky one to go for, but showed his liking for the Beaumont Park track when Birmingham were here last time, and not notoriously great to start, but ended last week with 5 wins from his 7 rides, so has got it in him. I think this is also his last meeting at number 1 until the team is redeclared anyway, with Jeps and Jensen moving there, or Jeps and Jensen's space in the team moving there. So I think Toby will be one to watch. We don't know what the gates are yet, but I reckon they're going to crack on with this because the forecast looks crap.
It does.
We will keep an eye over the meeting going on at Belle Vue as well, and we'll come in with updates from that after every 4 races. Alan's not with us today because he came down to Birmingham yesterday. Just as he arrived, the meeting was announced that it was off. So he's took the train down to Leicester tonight before travelling, before travelling back to Birmingham later. And he's off to watch Scunny get murdered on Wednesday as well. What a boy.
Does he have to?
Is he going to be the bad luck charm?
Actually, no, he might be our good luck charm. He was at Scunthorpe on Friday and we won. Not an aggregate, but that's not the point.
That's just the technicality.
Yeah.
Looks a crap crowd, let's be honest, for a Midlands derby. There's not a massive amount in this. Birmingham have been poor this season, and Leicester, after a big win at Ipswich the other day, they'll be buoyed by this. But an early start, the rearrangement has caused issues as well. This should have taken place on Thursday, but Poland have decided to put a rearranged meeting on that day, which would have screwed both sides, particularly Leicester.
Yeah, I saw an interview earlier this morning with Jen, the promoter / team manager / general assistance lady at Leicester, and she said it stuck to Thursday. 4 of the 14 riders would have been missing. Well,
I'd imagine
5 obviously rider replacement.
Yeah, Fricky, I think the other one was Dougie, weren't it, for Leicester? Toby, Sagar maybe?
Keenan Rue, maybe?
Keenan Rue, possibly, yeah. So Heat 1 is at the tapes. Birmingham are off 1 and 3, and the full line-up going off the inside gate in yellow for the Brummies. Paco Castagna, gate 2 in blue. What's going on with this stream? Gate 2 in blue is Luke Becker. Gate 3 in white is Tobias Muslek. And off the outside in red is Max Frick, who's got himself, is it the Czech Republic GP this weekend coming up?
But it is the old cherub.
So he's got a bit of a busy week.
Life of a speedway rider. Very, 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 very busy.
As Mr. Jacob Fatou says, all gas, no brakes.
That's the one. Life of a shoot some shale commentator. We've also got a very, very busy week coming up. We've got 4, potentially 5 watch-alongs for you this week. How lucky are you? We're starting tonight, and we've got the massacre at Oxford on Wednesday, and then a potential double-header on Friday. How lucky are you? So, heat number 1 then, about to commence as the start marshal. Rocks away, the tapes rise away. It goes a very good start there from Tobias Muslek. That put Max Frick's round there as well. Paco it is. That's taken the challenge to Frick, but Frick just round the outside there of Paco. And the challenge is on now for second as Luke Becker's looking to put some pressure on Tobias Muslek. But Toby moves out wide and Becker's done him there. Good ride there from Luke Becker. But now Toby back up the inside of Becker. This is a good race, this, for third. But Matt Tritt's out there, he knows that to track like the back of his hand. Luke Becker's tried absolutely everything, but Toby's just blocking the line. This track looks very, very, very slick. Frick just moves a little bit wide there, coming off turns 2, and Paco tries to take advantage, but just can't quite get there as we go into the final lap then of heat number 1. As the big battle for third carries on. Tobias Muslek just holding off Luke Becker, but it's going to be a virtually tapes to flag win for Max Frick in heat number 1.
Good ride that from Max. Paco, as has been the case this season, impressed me again there, to be honest. And Toby just getting the better of Becker in the end as well to share the points. Result of Heat 1 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second in yellow, Paco Castagna. And third in white, Tobias Muslek. points divided 3 apiece early on, and that's the first win of the afternoon from Gate 4.
First win of the day from Gate 4, because we haven't had any updates from Belle Vue either.
Do you ever get the feeling that meeting's going to be a touch slow?
Possibly. Apologies, folks. I'm just eating a cake to help my throat.
Oh, is that the excuse we're going with, eh?
Some of the right.
Oh, I work for Rob Godfrey. I don't make excuses, just validated reasons.
And if they're not valid reasons, you'll find a way to make them valid.
Exactly.
Decentish race for the opening one of the day. It looks like it's windy. There is rain forecast from about 2 o'clock onwards at Leicester. So I'd imagine this meeting will be pushed through at a little bit of a pace. This and Belle Vue, the only 2 meetings that remain from this Bank Holiday Monday. Both Birmingham and Leicester were supposed to have double headers today, with Leicester being at Sheffield this evening and Birmingham being at home to Kings Lynn. Both called off due to weather, which I ain't surprised about. The forecast for here and for Sheffield for this evening is crap. Full lineup of Heat 2 then going off the inside gate in red for the Lions, Drew Kemp. Gate 2 for the Brummies, Jonas Jepsen. Gate 3 in blue is Joe Thompson, and off the outside in yellow, Smiley Jason Edwards. This heat worries me. It really worries me as a Birmingham supporter.
Don't be a Birmingham supporter and you won't be worried.
I won't have to next season.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'll support next season, I'll be honest.
Come to the dark side. Come support the crappiest team in the Championship that's not called Plymouth.
I was going to say, I ain't going to Plymouth. Sod them. We got 2 viewers. A, thanks for watching. B, what the bloody hell are you doing up watching us at this time of the day? Far too early.
See, I've got a sore throat, so bring me cake.
Palmer might bite this time.
Yeah. Right, so heat number 2 then. Coming up now, the start marshal walked away. The stream is froze, so we don't actually know what's happening.
The stream's been a nightmare, and this is from their side.
And the stream's carried on working now, and it's a good start there for Drew Kemp, who has the lead, followed around by the rider in yellow there, Jason Edwards, with Jonas Jefferson in the 3rd place position, with Joe Thompson there at the rear of the field as they come into the second lap now. The Brummies team riding Joe out of this, and Joe was worried before this race. I think this is probably the best outcome he was realistically was going to out for. To be fair, is that Jefferson now in second? Yeah, it's Jefferson in second. They started to put a bit of a challenge onto Drew Kemp. Joe Thompson's gone backwards now, to be fair. Yeah, there's a quite a marginal distance between Jason and Joseph, but Jepsen, he's putting a lot of pressure on Drew Kemp, to be fair. One mistake from Drew and Jepsen will be through. Jepsen now looking to come round the outside here of Drew, and he's... Ooh! That was very, very close on the run to the line there.
I think Drew has just held on. I think Jepsen lifted at the wrong time, but for me, Drew's just held on there.
But overall, I think that was a race you was expecting the worst, and that was probably the best result you could have hoped for.
Be interested. I think Jepsen's just lifted at the wrong time. I think if his wheel had been down, I think he gets that. But he's just lifted at the worst possible time. Although, I'll tell you what, Jepsen's got that. Jepsen's won that race.
Down to the referee to have a look, see who the referee is, so we know whether he's going to make a good decision. Oh, Jepsen's got that.
Jepsen's won that. And the result of Heat 2 was a win for the rider in white, Jonas Jepsen, second in red, Drew Kemp, and third in yellow, Jason Edwards. 2 points to Birmingham, 2 points to Leicester, 4 to Birmingham. I'm used to being on the wrong end of these 4-2s. 5 points to 7, the progressive scores.
Solid ride from the real JJ in that one.
Gate was he off then? 2, weren't it?
Yes. Chris Durno's the referee here this evening.
Rider replacement in Heat 3 is Tobias Michalek. That was a good ride from Jepsen. Definitely had more speed than Drew, and although he lifted, he did clearly get it. When you see the still image of it, he's half a wheel clear and over the line.
Yeah, 100%.
It comes to something when Birmingham ride Leicester better than Birmingham ride Birmingham.
Jonas Jepsen for Leicester Lions 2026. Here we go.
Heat 3 going off the inside gate in white, the rider replacement, Tobias Michalek. Gate 2 in blue, Carl Howarth. Gate 3 in yellow is Keenan Rue. And off the outside in red, man with very sore shoulders this morning after carrying his Polish team yesterday, Ryan Douglas.
Yeah, his Polish team was absolutely yesterday.
What was it, 61-29?
62-28. And
Dougie got
Dougie
9
scored.
of them himself.
Dougie got 9 out of 28 points.
Jesus, strong shoulders, as we like to say. What
Strong
is it?
shoulders, strong back.
But I don't think it's harsh to say either Dougie's form around his home circuit here at Leicester hasn't been fantastic.
Dougie's UK form hasn't been great this season, to be honest. Starbash walks away for heat number 3. The tapes rise, away we go. It's a solid start for the Birmingham boys as they lead this one on a 5-1, although Ryan Douglas now steaming up the inside there of Keenan Rue. Now Rue back round the outside there of Ryan Douglas. This is a decent race so far. Brummies on a big 5-1 heat advantage. Kyle Howarth towards the rear of the field. This is what being the past 2 Scunthorpe number 1s does to you. It can go backwards. So God help Steve Worrell if he ever returns to the Premiership as we go into the next up. Tobias Michalek is winning this one at an absolute canter, and it's almost going to take a miracle for Leicester to pull this one back. But a bit very, very good solid ride there out in front by the Birmingham captain. And Keenan Rue's riding a very, very, very good solid race there in the second place position. And yeah, the 2 Leicester boys just have not got an answer for the Brummies boys there. As the Brummies extend their lead.
It's looking a bit dusty already, and I'm surprised by that because it's not warm. It is a bit breezy out there, but I'd imagine they ain't put a lot of water into this track with the forecast that's due. I thought Dougie had done enough there, but Toby kept it pinned down and Keenan just screwed it on round the outside of Dougie, and that was all she wrote. And I'll go back to my previous statement, Birmingham ride Leicester better than they ride Birmingham. Result of Heat 3 was a win for the rider in white, Tobias Michalek, second in yellow, Keenan Rue, and third in red, Ryan Douglas. 1 point to Leicester, 5 to Birmingham, makes progressive scores. Leicester 6, Birmingham 12. And that's a win for Gate 1. So everywhere other than Gate 3 so far has got a win, but Gate 3 got a paid win there.
Well, if there's going to be a win off Gate 3, it's going to be the rider who's got it in Heat 4.
Sam Masters.
Not what I was thinking, but
Who's
it's
got
a shoot.
Is it Shagger?
Yeah, Shagger.
What a boy. And he did okay here last time. He was on a maximum until, was it Heat 13 when his max went?
Heat 13, yeah, his bike went bang.
But he was unbeaten from his first 3 rides, weren't he? And he's a rider that notoriously doesn't like Leicester. There was a lot of people saying, oh, he won't turn up when you're at Leicester, but he turned up last time and was good. And
I mean,
he's here again.
He's here.
He's here again. I wonder if Birmingham will do a reserve change in this one and try and push this lead.
It is a possibility.
I'd probably be doing that, but I'm not a team manager. It's probably for the best I'm not a team manager as well, to be honest.
Oh, I know what you're like in virtual speedway.
I don't know what you're talking about. Chris Adams hasn't done a reserve change, so off the inside gate in yellow for the Brummies, Jason Edwards. Gate 2 in blue for the Lions, Joe Thompson. Gate 3 in white for the Brummies is Matty Zagar, and off the outside in red for Leicester, it's Sam Masters. Leicester needs Sam to win this and just steady the ship a little bit.
Yeah, and to be fair, this track looks very, very slick. Another track that was very, very slick was Scunthorpe on Friday, and Sam Masters had a fantastic meeting at Scunthorpe on Friday night. And that pains me to say because Sam notoriously hates Scunny. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. This track definitely needs a tad of
It could do with a bit of water.
H20.
Yeah, it could do with a bit of
If
water in it. Although it's going
if
very
I,
dark as well.
if Alan could hear this, he should go onto the track and just have a piss all around it. Just keep the dust down a little bit. Oh, the tapes rise, then 4 hitting before the tapes rise. Away we go. It's a very solid start there for the rider in yellow, Jason Edwards. Although Sam Masters had just come round the outside there, and Matty Zagar now in the third place position. Although he's gone really, really wide there to try and put some chase onto Sam Masters, but Jason Edwards is not doing his teammate any favours there at all. As Zagar keeps trying to use the outside run, but the outside line just isn't working at the current point of time, and it's
Oh god, they're
going to
racing
end up
each
as
other.
it's going to end up as a 3-3. But yeah, someone want to tell about his Agar. The outside line just is not working, not yet anyway. Give it a bit of time, but Zagar's now finally got himself into second place, and he's got one lap to put a challenge on Sam Masters.
He's got
And
speed, I'll tell you what.
Zagar's got speed, and he's going wide, but the wide line just isn't working at the minute. So he tries to go up the inside, but it's not.
Ooh.
It's very close, but doesn't quite get there.
I'll tell you
That's
what.
oh,
If Jason Edwards had moved out of the way one lap earlier, I think Zagar wins that. Jason was riding his own line, but if Jason had moved out the way a little bit sooner and Zagar had got through before the third lap, I think he'd have had that because he had the speed on Sam for sure. Craigie Hurls in the chat, legend of a man, just won the league title on STS with Dragons, says Oya.
hello.
What a boy. Anything coming from Belle Vue, Palmer? Result of Heat 4 first, win for the rider in red, Sam Masters, second in white, Matty Zagar, third in yellow, Jason Edwards, 3-all, Leicester 9, Birmingham 15 after 4. Track needs some water, if Leicester track staff are listening. Although, they can leave it like this if they really want, because Birmingham are riding it well.
So a little update from Belle Vue. They've had 3 races there. It is the Belle Vue Aces 10 points to the Oxford Spires 8.
Oxford have started well then.
Hold on, let me just rephrase that. Eric Riss 4, Peter Kilderman 3, Oxford Spires 1.
God.
Just to put things into perspective.
Hurley, hope you gents are well, and then congrats on the score last night. What a gem of a man. And a good old league championship to Hurley. I'm absolutely offended that Winchester, Allen and now Hurley have all won a league title before I have.
And to anybody watching, very, 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 very cheap plug, but oh well, I've got some Scorpion scarves, 10 quid takes one, or because I've got 10 of them, 100 quid takes a lot. And that includes postage.
Why would anybody want to spend 100 quid on Scorpion? Did you send me a scarf with my package? I ain't opened the thing yet. I've had it for 2 weeks.
I don't think I have, because I only picked these up yesterday.
What?
PTR
then? I don't want them, thank you very much.
Oh, alright, I'll send one to the post lady in the not too distant future.
Winchester scored the league winning point. Well, it's about time one of Winchester's points counted for something, I suppose. Hurley's missed out on a blinder here. Allen's at Leicestershire this afternoon. Toby's at Leicestershire this afternoon. Gordon Blue.
Even Gordon Bennett hasn't turned up at Leicester. Never mind Gordon Blue.
Give you 77p for the scarf.
Tell you what, if he makes it 80p for postage, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Hurley, I think you can get better bog roll for a bit cheaper, to be honest, although it will keep you a little bit warm. Winchester's tuned in. Thought it might be.
To be fair to her, this bog roll what is quite soft on the rear end, where some bog rolls are like sandpaper. So treat yourself to some exquisite bog roll.
They are good quality scarves, though. To be fair, Gareth, our pal, did them, didn't he? And his stuff was
Yeah,
generally quite good.
yeah, 100%. I've got a lot of Gareth's merch. To be fair, and it's all been bob on. It's a lot better, and it's a lot more fitting than a lot of the merch we've got this day and age.
Everyone tends to use the same supplier, don't they? And they're not quite as forgiving for fat folk like me and you.
Absolutely not, and a big shout out to Rob Godfrey for giving me the biggest size T-shirt that he had in his little shop, which is 4 sizes too small.
To be
Just
fair,
about covers.
Alan jumped
Just
to your
about.
defence, though. He did say, "Ah, it's not that snug on Palmer." I was like, I could literally see the outline of his nipples through it.
To be fair, I could see them as well, and that's quite concerning. One wash and that top's knackered. But
One wash and that goes
it's
from a t-shirt to a sports bra very bloody quickly.
a funky sports bra as well.
Funky sports bra, yeah. A nice sports bra, but a sports bra nonetheless.
That could be my gym outfit when I'm fully fit.
I'm glad I was drinking then, because otherwise that would have gone all over my bloody screen.
You wasn't drinking, but I was.
Are you on the beer yet? I mean, it's after midday, so it wouldn't surprise me if you were.
Guinness at 12 o'clock just hits different.
It's what going to Poland for the Speedway does to you when it turns you into an alcoholic.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why were you accusing Poland for? Was an alcoholic before I went?
I mean, you've got a point. I mean, we can't even talk about what's for tea tonight, because it's a bit early to be thinking about tea.
To be honest, not long ago I had a lovely toasted bacon and sausage sandwich, and I had a good delve in the freezer to see what I got for tea. Still haven't decided yet, but we had a look.
I know what Alan's got for tea. Hopefully a train delay or getting stuck in Leicester overnight.
You know what Alan said to me the other day is like his dad told him not to have too many burgers and stuff. So Friday night he has a Macca's.
Saturday night he has a Burger King.
He has a Burger King. And he says to me, I want a carvery while I'm on my holiday. And he was literally across the road from a place that does carveries.
And oh my god. He should have gone to Sheffield if it hadn't been rained off. Sheffield do a carvery. It don't look very nice, but they do one.
You don't have a carvery when you go to Speedway. It's just wrong.
Hurley's just said Alan can stay at Costa de Leeson. He's got a point. And failing Leeson, he can go and see good old Deeks. He might be able
Deeks
to
with
do
COVID.
it. Yeah.
I mean, he can also stay at Costa del Buddy Campo's guest house.
Was that the one you were supposed to stay in for Dougie's testimonial that you went down, checked in, got rained off, checked out?
That was the one that had the hole in the roof of the bathroom, and the bathroom was flooded.
Like our one in Scunny that had all bullet holes in the wall.
Oh, honestly, right? That hotel in Leicester makes that hotel in Scunny look top class 5 stars.
God. Hurley says rather sleep rough than stay with Deeks.
I mean,
Poor Deeks.
got a point.
I mean, Al's left Scunny and left you with a couple of solids, though. He's left you half the pick and mix that he brought for you to share the other night. He's left you a Terry's chocolate orange. Al rocks up at your house with snacks for the two of you. A pick and mix to share when the meeting started. You tucked into it 45 minutes beforehand. and a chocky orange and some crisps, and then he leaves to go and spend 20 quid in Burger King. What a boy.
What a boy. Yeah. Yeah, what you said, yeah.
I love when we have to put filler in. Sun's come out. Sun's out, yeah. I mean, it does look like it's going to absolutely lamp it down, like, but the sun's out at this exact moment.
It's not too bad. It's Scunny, to be fair. It's just a little bit breezy.
we've been spoiled with warm temperatures and a little bit of sun over the past few weeks, and we've all got used to it now, and now we don't want it to go back cold.
Well, we're in Great Britain. We've had a week of warm weather. That's called summer.
Yeah, 2 weeks of warm weather, we're being bloody spoiled. Any longer than that, and I think we need to emigrate because I think we've gone to India or something. We're just sharing the entire meeting from last time Birmingham and Leicester met at Perry Bar.
Yeah, they are, to be fair. But yeah, make the most of the warm weather while we've got it before the government try to stop the sun, because that's part of their plans. Don't know how we're going to do it, but
They'll start taxing the sun.
yeah. Are you outside in the sun? You have to pay us £84 billion in tax.
And that's not to mention national insurance. Or as
Well,
we'll start calling it now, National in Sunburn.
well, you've got a point.
You sound rougher than a badger's arsehole.
Trust me, a badger's arsehole is a lot smoother than my throat.
It's that crossover, isn't it? Everybody's going to be getting ill now that the weather's changed so dramatically.
The worst bit is, I had a cold about 2 weeks ago as well.
Yeah.
I just got over that before I went abroad, and now I've come back. I've had 1 day on the microphone at Scuddy, and I've gone like backwards again.
Yeah, it's not ideal, that, is it? I mean, I came back from Butlins with it, and it took about 6 weeks to clear, and it's still ain't fully gone now. And we're looking at 2 months since Butlins, nearly.
Yeah, we are, aren't we? Time has gone so fast.
I feel like we're going to be dead by the time they carry this meeting on.
But to be fair, boss, I'm halfway there. I don't know about yourself.
I mean, I might have died of hunger. I've only had a couple of bags of crisps and 2 cream and jam horns.
Now get yourself another couple of bags of crisps. I reckon we've got another couple of minutes yet.
Anything going on at Belle Vue, Mush?
I'll have a look at it now, the old shiner.
Through our filler, we've still managed to maintain 4 viewers. So, us talking shite has worked. Sort of.
That's it. So, at Belle Vue Aces 13, Eric Riss 4, Peter Kilderman 4, Charles Wright 2, Oxford Spires 1.
Is Madsayanovsky being crap again?
He did get 0 points in Heat 1 and had his arse handed to him by Brady Kurtz, Norwick Ladorn and Eric Riss.
Dear oh dear oh dear. They keep showing us races of when MJJ raced for Brum, and to be honest, other than the first meeting he did, it was bloody fantastic. Which is what makes it even worse that he's now decided to leave.
If anybody's gone to Belle Vue, I apologise now in advance, as the Trunchbull herself is the referee up there.
Wonder if Chris Durno nearly got himself ran over getting into the track today. Tried to get himself killed going into the track at Birmingham last week. And then the cheeky git had the audacity to stop a race on safety grounds because of a photographer, says the bloke who walked out in front of a van without looking with his bicycle outside the track.
What a silly sausage.
It was a bit of a silly thing to do, I won't lie to you.
I can imagine, sir.
Taking an extended break here. Anything updates about why it's taking so long?
I'm going to have a look now, the old cherub.
I mean, we paid to watch Leicester and Birmingham, not Birmingham and Leicester. I was there. I don't need to watch this again. Cool!
Grading and watering, apparently.
Where they gone to get the water from? Bloody Sheffield?
Yeah.
Jonas Shepson's a brave boy. And he was solid in his first race as well. People have come here to listen to us talk about Speedway. I know, I don't know why either, but they have. But they're all going to be asleep by the time we get to that point. Or we are, one of the two.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Leicester got us up at an ungodly hour of the morning.
You got a point.
Leeson has met up with Mr. McNally. There is a big picture in the big group chat.
Oh, God. Hi guys, it's me, Big Al.
Hi, guys.
Look at that. How camp does Alan look? My God. Al is the epitome of the lights are on, but nobody's home. Can you imagine Lisa walking up? Hello, Al. Hello, who are you? Don't know why Al turned Irish then.
Lisa's got up to me. Hi, Sam, it's me, Big Al.
Leeson's gone to ask him for an autograph. Christ on a bike, we're only getting back on with it here, poor McNally. So we're back on with Heat 5 and the sodding sun has come out. Line up 4, Heat number 5, going off the inside gate in red, Ryan Douglas. Gate 2 in yellow, Paco Castagna. Gate 3 in blue is Carl Howarth, and off the outside in white, Tobias Mischlek. Is Leicester pairing with 5-1 in the opening race? Their opening race together.
That there was, and Tobias has been very impressive so far for the Birmingham Brummies, and to be fair, so was Paco in Heat 1.
With how close Toby's getting to gate 3, he's going to be asking Carl if he can just sit on piggyback on his bike in a minute.
Maybe he's going to ask Kyle if he can ride his bike and make it go like, fast.
I have been impressed. This is where Paco runs the last, but I have been impressed with Paco since he joined. I've said this before now, but he's riding better for Birmingham than he's riding for Edinburgh.
Has Paco got himself a Brummies race suit?
No, and I don't think he will have either. I don't think they'll spend the money on one.
So the Tate's race for Heat number 5, and it's a very good start there for Ryan Douglas in the red helmet colour. Paco's giving the challenge to him, Tobias Rizalek at the back, but Howarth now comes round the outside of Tobias Rizalek. This is what the Leicester Lions wanted after a pretty dreadful start for them, to be fair. Dougie's out there, he's riding like he was riding for Scunny. He takes me back to the good old days of 2023. And Paco's keeping Kyle honest there in the second place position. The track's on a bit of water and Toby's nowhere to be seen. Polish riders feeling it. But yeah, it's bad when Paco Castagna's making your number 1 look crap as they come round turns 3 and 4 to take whatever flag it was that the man held. If he even held a flag, I don't even know what lap we're on. But Leicester are currently on a 5-1, and they're about to eat into Birmingham's 6-point lead that they had. And was the flag even out there, or did the start marshal just clap?
I won't lie, not a clue. Not a clue. Toby made a bad start there and just got sent wide. You need to try and stay switched on through the extended break, which, no word of a lie, lasted about 20-25 minutes.
It lasted a while, didn't it?
That's not ideal, but this is what you'd probably have expected from Leicester early on. And still, Gate 3 has another paid win, but doesn't have an actual win yet.
And with the greatest of respects, probably isn't happening in Heat 6.
Heat number 5, the result was a win for the rider in red, Ryan Douglas. Second in blue, Carl Howarth. And third in yellow, Paco Castagna. 5-1 to Leicester makes the progressive scores 14 points to 16. Hurley, odds on the next heat being held due to the sun being in the rider's eyes. We ain't used to sun in this country, Hurley. To be fair, the fella who's off gate 3 right now is one of Birmingham's race winners so far. One of only 2. The lineup of heat number 6 going off the inside gate in white, the shagger himself, Matty Zagar. Gate 2 in red is Max Frick. Gate 3 in yellow is Jonas Jepsen, and off the outside in blue, Luke Becker. Good pass by Jepsen on the last turn of heat 2 to Pip Kemp on the line. Becker was disappointed in heat 1, just got team rode out of it by Paco and Toby. Zagar had the speed, just couldn't get around Jason Edwards in heat 4, and Max Frick just streaked off to win heat 1 with relative ease.
Yeah, 100%. This rope isn't doing me any favours. Could Leicester up and have a track race where I could go get some cough medicine from the kitchen?
We've only just come back from one. They'll probably try and bash it through now. The next one we'll have with the interval after 11 or 12.
Well, probably.
So good job, Scunny. I've got a week off at home this week, innit?
Oh, you're telling me?
Start Marshall trying to tell Zagar to move over. Zagar saying absolutely not, pal.
He's trying to scare Frick, but with P in front of it as the tapes rise there for heat number 6, and it is that has the league, and Zagar giving Max Frick a taste of his own medicine. Justice for Doyley and Warsaw. But yeah, it is Matty Zagar that has the lead, followed round by Luke Becker there in the second place position. Max Frick there in the third place, although Becker's looking to come up the inside there as Zagar. It's not quite worked out for him, and Frick about to come up the inside of his own teammate, and Luke Becker says, "Oh no, you're not." And Jonas Jepsen's at the back, as I think we pretty much expected. Matty Zagar's having the absolute time of his life. Max Frick's got himself into second now, which is very, very nice for him. Congratulations to Max for getting second place, but one not left to go, and yeah, Matty Zagar really leading this like an example. He could teach Tobias Busiak a thing or two as they come round to turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Zagar has a little look back, and away. Well, that's that.
That started so well for Birmingham. Zagar sent Max for a burger. There is a little acknowledgement between the two of them. Zagar was ruthless, and Jonas Jepsen nipped up the inside early on, but I think with that Leicester pairing, you always expected them to get back past him. Good ride for Zagar. Once Max had got past Becker, he had a bit of pace about him, but Zagar just held on. And it was a win for the rider in white. Matty Zagar, second in red, Max Frick, and third in blue, Luke Becker. Points divided 3 apiece. 17 points to 19 after 6 races. Palmer's dog's telling him to go and get his cough medicine.
Palmer's dog could go F itself.
Which one is it, Maxwell?
Probably, he's the one that likes to bark. 2 seconds.
No dramas. No dramas at all.
I did mute myself, but I do apologise if you heard what I said. There was some explicit language there.
Nah, there weren't. We didn't hear it. I can imagine what it was, though.
Well,
the fact we're getting a little bit of a delay would suggest to me that Matty Zagar may potentially be the rider replacement in this next one.
would have been the worst thing, although it does leave some very weaker options for Heat 10. We expect Keenan ruin Heat 12, don't we? Be realistic.
Yeah. But the fact that there's been a little bit of a stoppage would suggest that Zagar's going to be taking 2 on the bounce. Gate stats after 6 races. Gate 1 has 3 wins. Gate 2 has 1 win. Gate 3 has no wins. And Gate 4 has 2 wins.
And while we've got a moment, thanks for the text, Dominoes, but I'm skint, so no thanks. Belle Vue Aces 17, Oxford Spires, well, 4 of the Oxford Spires 13 after 5 races. How crap must Jamin Lidsey be? He's just been beat by Luke Killeen.
Jeez. Jesus Christ.
Magic Yonoski, absolute embarrassment.
What's
2
that?
rides, nil points.
Jesus wept.
There's 3 riders to an extent keeping Oxford in this. Peter Coleman, who scored 6 on a bonus from 3. Eric Riss, who scored 4 from 2. And Charles Wright, who scored 2 from 1.
I think that is Matty Zagar in the white helmet in the pits there, so he's going for back-to-back races. And to be fair, smart, because he looked good then.
Oh, Heat 5, it wasn't Colleen that was second, it was Kilderman. BSN updates got it wrong.
Boo.
Silly BSN.
Just
Colleen
cannot
is
get the
still.
staff these days, can you?
Will Colleen still been his useless curly haired self?
But you can't be saying things like that. He beats himself up enough.
He beats himself up. He never come and had a chat with me on Friday. I'd have given him some reality checks.
Would he have tried to cash them and they'd have bounced because you're skint?
Yes.
I'd be interested to hear Hurley's thoughts if he's still here on pool so far this season, because they've not been fantastic. Heat 7 going off the inside gate in red. Sam Masters, the rider replacement in white off gate 2 is Matty Zagar. Gate 3 in blue is Drew Kemp. And off the outside in yellow, Keenan Rue. Keenan Rue with a paid win in his first one. Sam Masters with a win in his first one. Drew Kemp pipped on the line by Jonas Jepsen in Heat 2. And Matty Zagar on 5 of possible 6.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So, yeah, good, big, interesting races coming up. I think the Lions boys will be expecting a minimum of a 3-3, but if the Brummies gate, they could quite easily get a heat advantage. Matty Zagar's looked very impressive this afternoon. Keenan Rue did really well there in Heat 3 to keep Dougie at bay, but yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I don't necessarily think Shagger was the quickest in the last one, but he did the move he needed to on Frick. He looked faster in his first one.
Yeah, 100%. So the tapes rise there 4. Heat number 7 is a solid start there for the rider in red. Sam Masters and Drew Kemp's there with him. Although Matty Zagar looking to come up the inside there of Drew Kemp. It's not quite worked now, and Zagar's gone to the back.
Oh!
Carnage. That wasn't very nice.
That's an interesting one, because for me, Keenan Rue was already going down, but I think Drew Kemp had locked up, which is why Keenan Rue was putting it down.
Well, we'll see the replay now. Now we know they're both up and okay, which is very, very thankful.
Was Keenan already going, or was Drew already locking up? Nah, Drew was locking up. Drew's got to go for that for me. Drew has to go for that, in my opinion. Yeah, Drew's caused that by locking up in front of Keenan. Keenan was going, but he saw Drew lock up and he laid it down. Drew's still down and looks a bit knocked about, but we'll watch it again. Yeah, Drew's out of control. He's locking
Drew's
up.
Out. Yeah.
Keenan's put it down to avoid him, and that should be the disqualification of Drew Kemp in blue. But with Durno, you never do know what you're going to get, do you?
No, you don't.
Hurley's replied, I could see Stark and Kerr out, Ben Cook and Richins to come in for them, and Cairns the other reserve spot. That wouldn't be too far off what I'd expect either, to be honest.
No, that's certainly not within the realms of possibility, especially with Cookie living with Middleditch.
And I think Ben Cook, he's obviously missed a few weeks with injury. Keenan's going to go and check on Drew now. He's just had a moment to calm down. He was a little bit disappointed. Drew's just taking a moment to himself. But for me, Drew should be going for that because he locked up in front of Keenan. The collision was Keenan trying to put the bog down, but Kemp was out of control. So for me, Kemp goes for that. Just taking himself a minute here. It was a nasty looking crash as well. It's very rare you'll see although he's sitting up and talking, it's very rare you'll see a camera linger on a rider that's down there.
It doesn't happen often, does it? Only thing I can think of with them showing is that Drew's conscious.
It was one of them. I think he'd have gone down whether Keenan was laying it down or not. I think, but yeah, I think Drew's got to go for that for me. But you never do know with Durno. He'll probably put Sam Masters out for that for leading.
Oh, Matty Zagar for existing.
Oh, Matty Zagar for turning up at Leicester. How dare he? At least Drew's alright. He's had a tough season, I don't think. A tough time for Leicester since becoming a fully fledged Lion. Again, he started really well, but it's tailed off a bit. Flying for Berwick, though. It's that Jilksy there. He's travelling with him a lot, isn't he, at the moment? And the Via Strada jacket would suggest it probably is because Jilksy likes to rep the Via Strada brand, doesn't he?
Yeah, Jilks is an ambassador for that brand, so fair play to him for getting a side hustle for the time when Speedway don't work out.
There's at the moment no decision on who's been disqualified yet, or there's nothing on updates anyway, but for me it's got to be Drew.
Jilks was on crutches 2 weeks ago and now he's walking better than me.
Yeah. It does say actually the update from Speedway updates, judging by Rue's reaction, he thought Kemp made a mistake in front of him. When you watch the replay like we've got to, he did.
100%.
Be interesting to see which way this one decides to go. But now Drew's up and alright, he's walking a bit gingerly. But we'll wait and see the disqualification lights. He looks knocked about. It looks like he's hurt his hip on the right hand side.
Not another rider that's hurt his hip.
Talking of riders that hurt their hip, Jason Doyle rushed back. I don't think that's harsh to say. He was definitely rushed back by his Polish team. Crashed again and landed on the same hip.
Yeah, it sounds very much like his dislocated hips come out, but this is what happens in Poland. They rush their riders back far too quickly, and this is what happens.
Now they're probably going to be without Doyle for longer than if they'd have just given him an extra week off.
You know. And then you've also got to think that I like Doyle, don't get me wrong, I think he's a very good rider, he's a very old school rider, but sometimes that one knock could be one knock too many. Is it maybe time for him to hang the boots up?
Potentially, yeah. Hurley says the one thing that's frustrating with Paul this season is the lack of meetings. Only 3 at home so far. It's rubbish. There's certainly not that fear factor around Paul that you'd normally get. To be honest, there's normally a Paul of at least half won the battle before the meetings even start, and there's just not that fear factor. There's not the strength at heat leader that you'd expect. There's definitely not the strength at reserve. Darryl Richings has done better since coming in for Matt Marson. Paul Stark's been a disappointment though, and that's putting it politely.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, right, Godfrey can find me if he wants, I don't care. For the lack of meetings, we've only got Oxford to thank, because their owner said to all the championship promoters, we'll give you $5,000 if you agree to do 1 home, 1 away, BSN series and a knockout cup. Otherwise we'd have had 2 home, 2 away and it would have been much better league. Oxford again! Ah!
I do think British Speedway will have a complete different look to it next season though. Matty Zagar's coming back out. For me that would suggest that Drew has been disqualified because the riders are starting to come back out. Or Zagar was eager to come back out anyway. There comes Sam, and I'd imagine Keenan will be just behind.
Let's just have a double check of the the updates, although I would imagine Drew goes for that.
Keenan's here, yeah. Drew's been disqualified, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I did think initially that Keenan had gone down on his own, but he was laying it down to avoid Drew. So he made a massive locker. This track is so slick. My God.
But it's not this bad.
No, it's not. The rerun of Heat 7, Sam Masters off Gate 1 in red, Matty Zagar Gate 2 in white, Drew Kemp in Gate 3 has been disqualified, and Keenan Rue goes off the outside in yellow.
But it is, yeah.
And Sam, to be fair, if there's anyone that can handle the pressure, it is Sam Masters. I think Keenan might be moved from there. He's over Gate 3. I don't think the start marshal and he's moved him. He was far too close. He was literally on the line between 3 and 4. He was never going to get away with that.
No, 100%. Birmingham really need to capitalise on this now. As the start marshal walks away for heat number 7, the tapes rise, away we go. And just as we say, Birmingham need to capitalise. It is Sam Masters that currently has the lead, with the Birmingham boys there in second and third, although one of them looks to go round the outside, one on the inside. Sam just holds the lead.
Oh my God!
Down again.
Get up.
And at the minute, the race is still carrying on.
Reds are on. Oh,
Reds are on.
Fuck's sake. You know the situation? Trying too hard and fucking it. That's exactly what Keenan Rue has just done.
Yeah, 100%.
He did something that he didn't need to do and has thrown away a potential 3-all. Well, it would have been at worst case scenario a 3-all. What was he doing? And he looks hurt as well now. That's the second difficult one, and already running RR. You don't want to be picking up any more injuries. Keenan will go for that.
Yeah, that one was his own fault.
And we'll have a match race now between Matty Zagar and Sam Masters.
Love a match race.
Remember that match race in the Grand Prix a couple of years ago, Freddie, and was it Magic?
Freddie and Magic.
Brilliant race that was.
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? And Freddie's still doing Freddie things, and Magic's gone to shit.
Cameron Heap spanner in for Keenan Rue, as has been the case all season, to be fair.
While we're on the subject of Magic, I'll have a quick look now to see how Belle Vue and Oxford are getting on. 25-17 to Belle Vue. Magic Janoski and Luke Killeen, absolute fuck all. Both should be binned from the Premiership League and the Championship League and British Speedway.
McNally, oh dear, Rue, 2 falls in 1 heat. It's like, well, to be fair, the first one was Drew Kemp's fault. Keenan's just going to take a moment, but this track, how slick this track is, it's ridiculous. It's reminding me of Oxford from last week.
And that was very, very slick. Oh. I mean, Scun is notoriously known for being slick.
But nothing like this.
It's not this slick. Jesus. Our track was better for the flat track yesterday.
Yeah. Alan saying Leicester fans don't see why Kemp was excluded. I was like, tell the Leicester fans to watch the stream and they'll see the massive locker recalls.
Yeah, 100%.
Keenan taking his time. It's just got a little bit disruptive now, isn't it? This 2 crashes, a big delay between the first track grade and now as well. And the track.
If Fan Power's watching this, he's gonna. If Fan Power's watching this, he's gonna have a field day.
And the last thing Birmingham want is another rider pulling out with RR already running. What Dragons have been challenged to 2. I did say that earlier, yeah. My argument would be that even though Dragons have won the league, man to man, a 7-man team, I don't think you're the strongest team in the league. Chris Adams gone for a walk. Nice long stroll all the way over there. Let's hope Keenan can carry on. It's one of them, isn't it? Most riders would have flown in. Obviously, Birmingham knew they were going to be off from yesterday, and it is still the right decision to have that meeting called off with the weather that's coming in. But if you were racing again tonight as well, a couple of falls early on is not what you'd want.
Last night's call off of Birmingham meeting tonight almost seems like a blessing in disguise now, doesn't it?
It just eats up another few days of the 14-day facility, so Birmingham either need to replace MJJ or apply for an extension. I still don't understand why they only got 2 minutes is on. They only got 14 days, but Edinburgh got 28 days for Oscar Pollis doing the exact same thing, double standards and all
that. Well, Edinburgh have money. Not a lot of it, but they have money.
There's the legend, Tolly without his top hat and flashing trainers standing on a track.
Oh no! We want the top hat!
Chris Adams has ran back in, 2 minutes is on at Zagar versus Masters, 1 versus 2. 5 versus 5, you could say. This is a bit delayed, though. Zagar made a good gate then, and Sam Masters just pegged it nicely to the inside. The outside line on 1 and 2 seems to have gone off a little bit. Although, looking at this track, it's probably as dry as a nun's sex life, to be honest.
And mine. And I'm not a nun.
You're just a numbnuts.
I am, I agree.
Same 2 off the inside, 2 on the outside are disqualified. We try again with heat number 7.
That we do.
And maybe we'll get to the second track grade after this. Because honestly, there's deserts in the Sahara that have more moisture in them than this.
Oh. There is, yeah. There's probably more moisture in my bed sheets than there is on this track.
Now Birmingham are either going to open up a 3-point lead or the deficit's going to be cut to 1 point, and we're going to have one of them stupid score lines now probably that's not going to add up.
Well, to be honest, the way this race has gone, it's probably going to be a 3-0 to somebody. So the start marshal walks away for the match race of Heat 7. It's a very, very even start, but it's Matty Zagar that has the lead over Sam Masters now. What can Zagar do as he's looking to pull away here from Masters, but Masters is keeping Zagar honest, and Zagar goes right now and he's just about hold off Sam Masters now. Zagar to the inside, Masters to the out. Masters is now. He's got a look. Oh, that could have been carnage there. Zagar just holding a really, really good line there to keep Masters at bay. Now Masters looks to come up the inside thereof. Matty Zagar and Zagar again just holding that right line there, and this is not going to do Birmingham any harm. Although Masters are looking to come up the inside, and he's just not quite got enough speed in his motorcycle to get the inside there. As whoa, I thought Masters was going to kill Zagar then, but Masters is trying absolutely everything. We've got 2 bends to go then. Masters going really, really wide around the outside there, but Zagar's done it.
I think that's one of those you could call an annoyingly frustrating race. Zagar clamped Sam. Sam had the speed, Zagar didn't have any of that, but Zagar rode a very smart line, and I think there's a little bit of respect going on, but for Sam that's a frustrating one. I don't think that's unfair to assume, because he was definitely faster. Zagar just put the bike in the right place, and the result of heat number 7 finally was a win for the rider in white Matty Zagar, and second in red Sam Masters. 2 points to Leicester, 3 to Birmingham, makes the progressive score 19 points to 22, and hopefully we're going to have another track grade. Anything going on at Belle Vue? Mush? Yep, tapes are coming off. We'll have a look at Belle Vue, then we'll take a minute as well.
2 seconds. I'm just Snapchatting a Leicester fan. And I'll have a look.
I'll tell you what, Michael Jepsen-Jensen's rider replacement is unbeaten from 2 rides so far.
Don't jinx it, Mush. Belle Vue Aces 30 points. Oxford Spires 18.
Jesus Christ, they've done well to get that far behind now. How they started.
So the running totals so far: Brady Kurtz 6. Norwich Dawn 7, paid maximum so far. Jamin
Christ.
Lidsley 1, shit. Zach
Jesus.
Cook 5. Dabuli 6. Tirziski 2, shit. Jake Wolford 3 and 2, shit.
That's
Oxford
solid enough, to
Spires.
be honest.
Oxford Spires, are we ready? Magic Janowski, fuck all, shit.
Oh, God.
Clay Cook, not turned up, so you can excuse his 0 points haul. Eric Riss, 5 and 1. Rowan Tugay, 3, shit. Charles Wright, 3, shit. Peter Codeman, 7 and 1. Yeah, not so bad. Luke Colleen, fuck all, should retire, Aussie prick.
Oh, Christ. And the running tallies from this one: Max Fricky's on 5, Luke Becker 1 in a bonus, Ryan Douglas 4, Carl Heath 2 in a bonus, Sam Masters 5, Drew Kemp 2, Joe Thompson failed to score, Tobias Muslek 4 and 1, Paco Castagna 3, rider replacement for Michael Jepsen Jensen is on 6, Keenan Rue 2 in a bonus, Matty Zagar 8, Jonas Jepsen 3, Jason Edwards 2 plus 1. While we've got a minute, we'll take a breather.
Hello again. We have returned from the undead. Tractor's just going around here at Leicester. But yeah, very interesting meeting on our hands. 19 points to 22 at the moment. It'll be a very interesting second half of
I
the
ain't having
meeting.
this. They're putting water down.
No!
Ain't
They've
having it.
got to heat. They've got to heat 8 and they've still got water.
Disgusting. How small's that water bowser, man? No wonder they ran out.
Leicester's got about 3. They're like Scuddy. In fact, Leicester's got one of Scuddy's old water bowsers.
I say you've got a truck, ain't you?
Oh, we've got 2 trucks and we've got a bowser a bit like this one.
The truck is what's used at the minute, ain't it? 'Cause it looks brilliant.
Oh, depends what's on. Like yesterday, we just used a normal bowser because I don't like a lot of water to flat trackers. But for speedway, we tend to use the trucks because they look good and shiny.
Oh look, Toby Griffiths in the far left corner. Giving things away to people. I don't know what he's giving away.
Adoption papers.
Please
My
sign
mummy
this.
doesn't love me anymore. Please adopt me. You two then can have a penis-looking son in the family.
Just remember we're live. Oh god.
Apologies if that has offended anybody, but Toby Griffiths is a bit of a prick and he deserved it.
Winchester's gone to the shop. I hope he's buying us snacks.
So do I.
We just need Alan to walk into shop now and go like, I don't know, teabag Toby or something. Hi guys, it's me, Big Al. What's Toby got sunglasses?
Because he's one of them special kinds of people.
It ain't been sunny all bloody day. Look at that cloud. Why has he got bloody sunglasses? Feel like he's doing the fucking cha-cha slide. Oh, tractor's got it. We might get on with something in a minute.
Take it back this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stomps. Quick update from Manchester. Norwich Gladorn's crap. He's let his maximum go. With a last place in Heat 10. But it is currently Belle Vue Aces 38 points to the Oxford Spires 22. Oxford are an embarrassment to the Premiership.
This water truck's decided he wants to come round again. Star Marshal's got to put them tapes back over that fence now. Don't wrap him round, boss, because he'll suddenly decide he wants to go in again.
Yeah, both start marshal there. Dodgy Darren used to be one of the start marshals at Peterborough, along with Capesy. There we go. We've run out of water.
I'll tell you what, this is some kind of record. 7 races in an hour and 16 minutes.
That's embarrassing.
Start Marshall's wiping his eyes like he needs to keep himself awake. Come on boys, some of us have got a Liverpool parade to watch.
Some of us have got a Liverpool parade to watch, and some of us have got to go back to bed for an hour.
Too early in the day for you.
Very early in the day, this.
Oh, he's found the tap for the water again. He's going to flood this track and no one's going to be able to ride the fucking thing.
Who does he think he is, Rob Godfrey?
If it's going shit, flood it and hope for the best.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Come on, pal, while we're young. I started this at 29 years old. I'm now on my fucking deathbed.
Yeah, Leicester, hurry up, pal.
So Palmer, while we've got a minute, do you want to run through what our plans are for this week? Confirmed so far for this week.
So, at the current point of time, today, obviously, we're doing Leicester Lions versus Birmingham Brummies.
You're bloody lying, we ain't doing that. Who told you that?
Saw it on YouTube, I should just assume we was doing it. Wednesday, we are covering Oxford versus Scunthorpe, much to my sins.
We'll also have updates from Poole and Plymouth, but we'll be covering that again because Alan's on his jollies to Oxford.
Poor Scurry having to have Alan there as a supporter. And then on Friday, we've got more Oxford.
Oh, well, that's who Red Car are against. I was sat here wondering who they're against. I was racking my brain.
As they go to Redcar Bears, but before that, potentially we could have the SGP3, which is the 250 World Championship or whatever it is now. So yeah, busy week.
Very busy week. Busy Friday.
A very busy week, just as I'm going to ask to go back to work next week.
And we've got graphics to do for certain people that week as well. Oh shit,
Yeah.
we've got to do the ones for Wednesday. I need to do... Oh, Christ.
Oh, one step ahead. Bush, I've done my lot.
God.
Well, I say my lot.
You only had one to do, yeah. I do aces, don't I? You do steens. You've got a lovely week off.
Yeah. No, I've only done one for Wednesday, sorry, because it's a template one. But,
2 minutes are on. Stop the world.
Our new client has got his race day one for Wednesday.
He's got a result one as well, because I did it. That was the one I sent to you for the preview to show him. So that's one I ain't got to do.
Might just have to change his score, because I don't quite think he'll get that.
No.
We can dream. Anyway.
It's going to be dark on this bloody camera. My God. Heat 8 going off the inside gate in blue for Leicester, Joe Thompson yet to score to this point. Gate 2 in yellow, Jason Edwards. Gate 3 in red is Luke Becker, and off the outside in white is Paco Castagna. Luke Becker off the unfavoured gate 3 looked a little bit better last time out, but he'll be hoping to win this race, and to be honest, on paper he should be winning this race as well.
He should be, really. Yeah.
It's just a bit stop and start so far, this, isn't it? There's no rhythm.
Yeah. This meeting's almost gone like the season for a lot of clubs. It's just...
You can't get into your rhythm, can you?
No. And people wonder why crowds are down here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, it's not ideal for sure. Paco's got a white helmet, but he's put a white helmet cover on.
Better safe than sorry as the start marshal walks away for Heat 8. Away we go, and that's a decent start there for Luke Becker, but the two Leicester boys have come round the outside there of Joe Thompson now, and this will keep their 3-point lead, although Paco's going for the big blast around the outside here of Luke Becker, and I think Paco's done it. A great ride there from Paco Castagna to get around the outside there of Luke Becker, and now what can Jason Edwards do, because Jason Edwards is keeping Luke Becker honest there in the third place position, and Birmingham are going to extend their lead if this carries on, and nobody saw this coming. This is a big shock. This is more of a shock than Leicester winning at Ipswich the other night. Luke Becker's got some speed, but Paco's just the faster man there out in front. And now Luke Becker's trying to use the outside run, but it's just not working. at the minute, but last two bends to go then, and this is going to be a big run to the line, but
What a
Paco
ride!
gets there.
What a
Wow,
boy!
wow, what a ride!
Becker made the gate as well, which is unusual because he doesn't do that very often. Paco just screwed it on round the outside. Brave move, and I stand by my comment from earlier. Paco is riding better in this league for Birmingham than he is in the league below for Edinburgh.
We should have a match race for the worst riding star in the league. Luke Killeen versus Joe Thompson.
The result of heat number 8 was a win for the rider in white, Paco Castagna, second in red, Luke Becker, and third in yellow, Jason Edwards. 2 points to Leicester, 4 to Birmingham. Makes the progressive scores 21-26.
21 to 26.
What gate was Paco on then? 4.
4.
Gate 3 still having a mare. But Becker did make it from 3. He just got past her on the outside.
100%.
This will be the one to see if a couple of races now, hopefully Drew Kemp is able to carry on. Otherwise Leicester are very much up against it, but Drew looked in some discomfort earlier. Line up for heat number 9, going off the inside gate in blue. Carl Howarth, gate 2 in white. Brilliant ride last time out to beat Sam Masters. Matty Zagar, gate 3 in red. Also won his last ride is Ryan Douglas, and off the outside in yellow, Jonas Jepsen. Dougie's got it all to do off this unfavoured gate if he's going to back up his last heat win.
Got the world! Magic Yossi that got a second.
Brilliant. So now it's only one ride letting Oxford down. To be fair, right, it is difficult to go to Belle Vue, but yeah,
It is. It's difficult. It's difficult to go to Belle Vue no matter who you are. But it's funny when it's Oxford because nobody likes them.
even though we tend to cover their meetings on here more than anyone because they just fall on our days.
Yeah, we still don't like them.
I get the feeling you might like them a lot less after Wednesday.
That Marshall then walks away for heat number 9. The tapes rise away and goes a decent start there for the rider in red and blue, actually. The Leicester Lions boys there, although the rider in yellow. Yepsen up the inside of Douglas and Howarth now. Oh, great race. This is Howarth now takes the lead, but Yepsen looking to come up the inside there again, and Yepsen's got the lead. Wow, this is an upset and a half, especially with Matty Zagar at the rear of the field. This is not what the Leicester people, or I think me or Dill, to be fair, was expecting here. I've lost for words. Kyle, I was trying the inside run here to see if he could get any closer to Jonas Jepsen. Dougie looks settled there in third, and Zagar really struggling at the rear of the field. 1 lap left to go. And well, this could be a big shock to the Bucks. But yeah, one bend and half a straight left to go, and Jonas Jepsen with the surprise of the century there.
What a ride that was!
Matty Zagar's gone to shit.
Yeah, that wasn't a fantastic ride there, but brave from Jepsen, to be fair, straight round the outside, straight through the middle of them both, coming down that back straight and just powered ahead. Carl Howarth looked the quicker rider, but Jepsen had the right line. I thought they'd done him again here, but he cut it back, sent Carl for a burger and straight back up the inside.
Beautiful pass that.
Fantastic ride that from Jepsen. And the result of heat number 9 was a win for the rider in yellow, Jonas Jepsen, second in blue, Carl Howarth, and third in red, Ryan Douglas. 3 apiece, 24-29. This is that agonising position where Leicester, if Keane and Rue hadn't have crashed in that other one and it was a 3-all, Leicester would be a tactical down now, but they're 5 points rather than 6 with the 3-2. Max Frick comes off the, I think he's off 3, or is he off 2? I think he's off 3.
Yeah, Max Frick up to tape. It's interesting to see who the rider replacement is in this one.
I'd say it'll probably be Paco. because
I'd put Paco in.
it'll be Keenan in 12, so I'd assume it'll be Paco here.
And I'm just saying, whoever takes the ride replacement is off that favoured gate 4.
And Paco's just raced really well off it, and it is Paco. Yeah, Paco's the ride replacement in white. Full lineup of heat number 10, then going off the inside gate in blue, Luke Becker. Gate 2 in yellow, Keenan Rue. Gate 3 in red, Max Frick. And off the outside in yellow in white is the ride replacement, Paco Castagna. To be honest, if anybody's going to make gate 3 work, it's going to be Frick.
You would expect so.
And that certainly that couple of heats there, with Paco winning heat 8 and Jepsen winning heat 9, it was come off the lesser riders to chip in some tough points when Toby had a difficult last one and Matty just won a last place there.
Yeah, but to be fair, all the Brummies have massively stepped up tonight, and Start Marshall walks away for heat number 10. Away we go, and as expected, it is Max Frick that has the early lead. And Paco's there again now, but so is Luke Becker now. Paco's just got round the outside there of Luke Becker, and now Paco's chasing Max Frick. That's not a sentence I thought I'd be saying in 2025. Keenan Rue struggling towards the rear of the field here, but yeah, the line's going to cut into the Brummies lead at the current moment, but a solid ride here from Paco, although Becker's looking to come up the inside there. It's not quite worked out as Paco's just held the right line here, and Frick's away and gone. He can go get himself a burger and chips. Paco's just holding a very solid line there to keep Luke Becker at bay. We've got one lap left to go. And Luke's very, very close to Paco, but Paco, again, is just holding that right line to keep Luke Becker at bay. And Paco won't have worked harder for 2 points, although Becker's looking to go round the outside. Paco blocks him. Great ride from Paco there.
I'll be honest, based off of this, I'd be putting Jonas Jepsen in heat 12.
He's already in heat 12.
I don't think Jason or Keenan Rue was miles off the back then. He's got to be suffering from the knock he took. Result of heat number 10 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second in white, the rider replacement, Paco Castagna. And third in blue, Luke Becker. 4 points to Leicester, 2 to Birmingham, 28 points to 31, the progressive score. Is Paco out for a second ride on the bounce here?
He is.
Thought so.
And he's off gate 3.
It's the first gate win off gate 3 actually then for Max Frick. Good first and second turn from Paco. Keenan looks like he may have changed bike. He had no speed in it that time at all. Thought Paco might have got back under Frick there, but he just didn't have the speed, but he rode a smart line to hold Becker off. And Luke Becker's been disappointing. 4 paid 5 of possible 12 isn't what you'd expect.
He's gone off the boil a bit, to be fair. When I went to Leicester last time, he was quite disappointing then. So I don't know if it's a bike thing or a confidence thing or what, but he has been quite disappointing as of late.
It's an interesting one for sure, and Paco's got 2 on the bounce. Is it Paco and Toby versus Salmond scheduled to be Drew Kemp?
Yes.
So, be interesting to see if Drew's able to come back out. It's been a while now. That can go one of 2 ways. He's either had a chance to rest up, or his body's gone cold and seized up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no.
I like Drew, to be fair. He's a decent. No, there isn't. I like Drew. He's a good lad. So obviously, I hope he's not too battered and bruised.
Sam Masters will be looking to bounce back after losing to Matty Zagar last time. That would have been one of the most frustrating races Sam's ever had.
100%. Toby needs a big ride here as well.
Especially with gate 1, because gate 3 and Paco 3 is just not working, is it? Drew's out. Let's hope adrenaline can carry him through. And to be honest, a fully fired up Drew Kemp is more than capable of winning races for fun. So if the adrenaline can carry him through, he could be a danger here. And he's off that favoured gate 4. Full lineup of heat number 11 then, going off the inside gate in white for the Brummies, Tobias Muschleck. Gate 2 in red, Sam Masters. Gate 3 in yellow, Paco Castagna. And off the outside in blue, Drew Kemp. This is the part of the meetings where Brummies tend to screw it up.
100% no.
I mean, a 5-1 to Leicester here. Birmingham go from 3 up to 1 down.
Well, see what happens. You know, obviously, Jen will or Stuart, whoever's managing for Leicester today. I'm sure they'll have had a big team talk. But to be fair, right, I don't mean this with any disrespect to Paco, but a championship second string rider is embarrassing Premiership standard riders. So Star Master walks away for heat number 11. Tapes rise away. It goes a fairly even start there, but Tobias has got there and he's joined by that man Paco out in front now.
Paco!
The inside of it goes. Paco round the outside of Sam Masters now. This is brilliant stuff, this, from Paco Castagna. Masters out to the outside. Paco just holds that line perfectly as well. And I don't think anybody saw this one coming. Masters is trying to go up the inside there, and Paco, it's not quite worked out for him. Tobias Muschleck there in third place, and Tobias now looking to go round the outside there. The outside line not quite working just yet. Tobias just needs to go up the inside there. But yeah, Paco holding a brilliant line. This is going to be a massive upset. This and Muschleck now looking to go up the inside there of Sam. Sam just bounces off the fence and he's not quite worked out there for Tobias Muschleck. And well, that's I have no words. I'm stumped. What a ride from Paco.
Toby made a good gate there and just got it a bit wrong in the first and second turn, locked it up, and Paco had done the move. Toby's apologised to Sam. I think Sam knows that wasn't an intentional trying to put him through the fence. Toby just caught a bit of grip. Drew Kemp was nowhere, to be honest. Toby, they had gated on a 5-1, the Brummies, but Toby's lock-up probably did Paco all the favours he needed anyway. And there's no real passing now, is there? And again, Leicester find themselves in that, you know, that theoretically should be 6 behind and instead they're 5 behind and still can't play tactical. Result of heat number 11 was a win for the rider in yellow, Paco Castagna, second in red, Sam Masters, and third in white, Tobias Muschleck. 2 for Leicester, 4 for Birmingham. Makes the progressive scores 30 points to 35. What were you going to say?
Imagine you're Sam Masters, right? Being at Leicester now for what, 2 or 3 years, establish yourself as a heat leader. Boom, Paco comes up, and you've gone to shit.
I mean, to be fair, you could say the same for Dougie.
Yeah, 100%.
They're having another track grade. It's a marvel these track grades come just as Birmingham get a run of form going, you know. Marvel.
Mad, innit?
Paco's been a shining light so far. Jonas Jepsen's been solid. With all due respect to Jace, I'd expect to not see him out again.
Possibly. He scored in each of his rides, to be fair, but
he's not looked massively quick, and 2 of those 3 rides were against Joe Thompson.
No, 100%.
Were 3 of those 3 rides against Joe Thompson? Was it 4 as well?
Heat 2 was. Heat 4 was.
And Heat 8 was. All of his points have come against Joe Thompson.
Joe Thompson's crap.
Gate 3's gone from no wins to back-to-back wins, and now Gates 1 and 4 are the favourites with 3 and 4 wins respectively. 2 and 3 have got 2 each now. And this is one of those days where Birmingham would be ruining the weather forecast for calling off tonight, because if they do end up seeing this win over the line, the confidence would have. You'd just want to carry on riding.
Oh, 100%. But you know, it's been a torrid season this year for Birmingham, and you know, a little cheeky away win like what very well could potentially happen here this afternoon. You know, it just gives you that little bit of confidence for the rest of the season, doesn't it?
For sure, but to be fair, I've watched Birmingham enough to know that 10 points is needed to at least get a draw, but for me, they've still got a chance of screwing this up. And to be honest, if anyone's gonna,
Yeah, you've got a point.
that lion looks really, really weird. Thought Toby was taking a shit then, I ain't gonna lie.
Probably was.
Oh, there's a dog there.
Big up the doggy.
Big up the dog here. Still got 2 people watching. A, what are you still watching us for? And B, get in the comments.
Honestly, we don't bite unless you have cake.
And Palmer really wants cake.
I really do.
Do you want to have a look over at Belle Vue, see what's going on there?
Oh, go on then.
I'll let you finish off the one today, and I'll do Poole and Plymouth on Wednesday, so you can focus on cheering your team on.
Oh my God.
This is ominous.
Oxford are shit.
Oh God, what's going on now?
I can't even have another word to describe it. Rubbish and crap just doesn't cut it. Belle Vue Aces 49, Oxford Spires 29.
Dear,
And
oh dear.
That's after Heat 13.
Question is now, in that one, Drew Kemp was, I know it was a difficult race, but Drew Kemp was nowhere near. Could that be his afternoon over? Because he's got to be feeling that crash, it was heavy.
It was quite heavy.
And I think the same could be said for Keane and Rue as well.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Toby's pulled.
Yeah.
Girl in the pink jacket's just laughing at him. He's wooing her with his comedy.
She's just laughing at his face.
Where's
She's
Alan
going.
when you need him? Shall we send Alan down to turn 1?
She's saying like, ha 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 ha. You look like Michael Pantoff, just with different hair.
I won't lie, that was the most tomboy looking walk I've ever seen.
There's a lot of tomboy women at Leicester.
Looks like the wind's getting up a little bit as well.
It does look a tad breezy, doesn't it?
That fella's got the same FHO racing hoodie that I have. Beautiful hoodie though. Worth every penny of the £50 spent on it.
50 quid?
Yeah, it's a licensed Superbike Monster Energy collaboration hoodie though. It's more
Fair
Monster than FHO.
Fair enough.
What's for tea tonight? You decided yet? We may as well have our typical food conversation.
Well, we may as well. Let us know in the comments what you're having for your tea, because we're very interested.
I'm very fat.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I've got options. I've got Chinese pork steaks in the freezer. I've got barbecue chicken steaks. I've got sweet and sour chicken skewers. I've got burgers. I've got sausages. I've got
Chips, you've always got chips.
chips. Oh,
Is this after
I
your
just
Iceland shop the other day?
yeah.
I
I've
ain't
got
having
white.
this. Are these actually carrying on quite quickly? They bloody are as well. They're already out. So we don't know what's for tea yet then, eh?
We don't know yet. It might be a white chocolate magnum.
It could be anything. The
It
rider
could be
replacement
anything.
in white is Keen and Rue. So far, up until this point, MJJ's RR has still only dropped 1 point with Paco's second place in Heat 9.
God's sake, Paco.
The lineup of Heat 12 going off the inside gate in yellow, Jonas Jepsen, gate 2 in red is Ryan Douglas, gate 3 in white, Keenan Rue, and off the outside in blue is Drew Kemp, back out again. Last time these two were on track with each other, they crashed.
They did. So, boys, don't crash. And you will be okay.
Is Drew a reserve switch here?
Yeah.
Thought so. Because I did wonder why he'd have 2 races on the bounce off the same gate if he wasn't a reserve change.
That's probably why they did that little track break there and then.
Probably. You mean to tell me that a home team would do something like that? No, I refuse to believe it.
I don't know, it's crazy, innit? Who'd do such a thing? Oxford probably, cheaters by name, cheaters by nature. Or Dan, save that for Wednesday.
But I was going to say, save that for Wednesday, because you are absolutely no doubt going to need it.
But start my shorts away then for heat number 12. It's a solid start there for Keenan Rue, who's got that lead with Ryan Douglas in the second place. Dugging out the inside there of Rue. Now what can Keenan Rue do? Back up the inside. What a ride there from Keenan Rue. That was beautiful stuff there. And Yoda Shepperson struggling at the back now, but Douglas back around the outside there of Keenan Rue. And what can Jonas Jepsen do now with Drew Kemp's there in the third place position? But it looks very, very close. I think Jepsen's just about to do Drew Kemp there. Great ride there from Jonas Jepsen. This is a brilliant. Whoa. Just stay on the bikes, boys. Please. We've gone on long enough today. Just stay on. And this race now looks very, very settled. Dougie's about to take his second race win of the afternoon. And it's going to be a big 3-3, and this 5-point gap from the Brummies is going to stay intact.
Yeah, good ride that. Drew Kemp looks very ginger on that bike, it's got to be said. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the reserves maybe change back in the in 14, because Drew looks like he's a bit banged up after that one. Jonas Jepsen made a poor start. Keenan made a good one, but went a bit wide. Come diving up the inside of Dougie there. Both stayed on their bikes, both fared, but he was always going to overshoot the corner. Dougie cut it back, and Keenan smartly didn't fancy being sent through the fence. Thought Drew had done enough to hold it on here, but he stuck with that inside, didn't want to venture off it, and Keenan was looking there, to be fair, for Jonas Jepsen, who'd screwed it on round the outside and got round Drew here, and that was pretty much all she wrote for Drew's race.
Apparently it's started raining in Manchester.
Result of heat number 12 was a win for the rider in red, Ryan Douglas, second in white, the rider replacement, Keenan Rue, and third in yellow, Jonas Jepsen. For me, that all but puts Jonas Jepsen in 14 as well, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's another win for Gate 2, so now 1 and 2 have 3 apiece, 4 has 4, and 3 has 2. And Birmingham are now, 8 points technically away from winning, 7 away from at least a draw, but with the pairing that Leicester have got in this one, and to be fair, we so often do see this pairing of Max Frick and Sam Masters getting 5-1s, especially at home. But they are off the unfavoured 1 and 3, going off gate 1 in red for the Lions, Max Frick, gate 2 in white for Birmingham, Tobias Michalek, gate 3 in blue for Leicester is Sam Masters, and off the outside in yellow is Matti Zagar.
Big Heat 13 this.
Massive Heat 13, a 5-1 to Leicester would put them 1
1
point
point
behind.
behind.
A 3-3 would put Birmingham within touching distance. 4-2 to Leicester would put them 3 behind. That 3-2 win for Zagar could end up being the difference between these two teams.
100%.
Keep saying there could be a draw. There couldn't be a draw. It's going to be a 45-44, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
that 1 point, the 3-2, is going to take away anything that we get used to.
It could well be at some point, and I would not be surprised
Another
if there was
3-2.
a 3-2 in the other direction, just to even it out a bit.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me that, to be honest.
Almost like we're running this meeting on the program we used to do virtual speedway back in the day.
You got a point.
So, Star Marshals walked away then for 8-13. It's a solid start there for the Lions boys that are currently on a 5-1, but usually that's down.
That'll be rerun. Toby stayed down. Max Frick locked up in that second turn there. So I'll be interested to see that, but Max Frick locked up, causing Toby to go down.
Does someone want to tell Toby he doesn't have to keep kneeling now? His wife isn't there. He doesn't have to propose. Yeah.
Max Frick does lock up. Toby will go for that, but Max Frick does lock up and cause that. But Toby will be disqualified for that.
Good to see it. Paco has got some Birmingham Kevlars on there.
He's not. They're his own.
Oh. But hopefully Tobias is okay.
Puts a bit of pressure on Zagar, who had missed that start then. But I would expect Toby to go for that. I thought Paco was going in for a kiss on Zagar. I've noticed Paco and Zagar seem to get on really, really well.
Always helps when teammates get on.
It's unfortunate there because Toby had made a good start, and to be fair, Zagar had completely missed it, but I would expect Toby to go for that, to be honest. But Max Frick does lock up in front of him.
I'll see if anything's been put on Speedway updates.
Yeah, I think Toby's gone for that.
Usually I get excluded, yeah.
I think Frick's got away with one there, if I'm honest.
I'd have just put all 4 back in.
If Frick doesn't lock up, Toby doesn't go down. It's as simple as that. But it gives Zagar a second bite at the cherry, and he needs to make a better gate. But the last time the pressure was on Zagar, he delivered the goods.
He did.
This will be the point where Leicester get a 5-1 and then a 4-2, and then they're ahead going into 15. I have no doubt about that. It'll be the most Birmingham thing to do to throw this lead away.
Never say never. Just say that the Nev bit, because, you know, it's almost likely to happen, but you never know.
Well, you just said never say never.
Oh, just say Nev instead.
Nev.
Then you're halfway prepared.
Zagar's got no real option here. He needs to either gate and cut back, or he needs to screw it straight on round the outside.
100%.
Because you know exactly what these two boys are going to do. I had a race on STS last night where I was off gate 4 and I was the only rider in the race for us, and they both tried to send me for the burger. So it was a good cut back and straight through them like they were stood still. And to be fair, up until his last ride, Matty Zagar was solid enough. He's been solid enough, dropped 1 point up until his last one. Has now obviously ran last, but pressure's on now. Sam Masters won't have forgot how irritating he was in that match race earlier on.
No, 100%.
But again,
well,
we've seen it so many times. This pairing for Leicester can get 5-1s in this race and in 15 as well. At will.
So this big Heat 13's just got even bigger.
Well, for Matty Zagar anyway.
Yeah.
And I think even if Chris Adams was thinking of leaving Jace in 14 to give him his fourth ride, I think now with this probably getting to within 1 point, I think he's got to make that change and put Jepson.
I'd probably keep Edwards in and replace Keenan with Jepson, but
Keenan looked a bit quicker last time out though. He's had a chance to sort that bike out, and I'd rather Keenan and Jepson than the two reserves, if I'm honest.
You've got a point. So, pressure's on for the Shagger in this one as the start marshal walks away then. For 8:13, the tapes rise, away we go. It's a fairly solid
Shagger's
start there. Zagar round the outside there. Can he do freaking well? Not quite as Masters up the inside there, and Zagar now looking to come round the outside there and make a pass, but these two Lions boys are just going to team ride him out of it now, and this is what Leicester really needed, although Rick's gone well. But the battles between Zagar and the Masters, and one mistake from Masters, Zagar will be through. Zagar's trying absolutely everything to split these two, and Zagar maybe just needs to try and cut up the inside a little bit if he can, like now, and just twisty thing on the bike makes the bike go fast, Zagar. But Lions currently on a 5-1, and yeah, these two Lions boys are now just going to team ride this one home, I think, although it's very close there for second, but it's a 5-1, as I think we probably expected, but it was a very good race.
That big-nosed Aussie cunt on the back straight did everything he needed to by trying to put Zagar in the hospital. Killing Doyley weren't enough for that prick.
Rick the prick.
And pressure on Birmingham now to bounce back in the next one.
Massively.
The result of 8:13 was a win for the red cunt Max Frick, second in blue Sam Masters, and third in yellow Matty Zagar. 5-1, 38, 39 progressively. And pressure on Carl Howarth suddenly. And to be fair, I'd expect Drew to come in for Joe, although to be fair, neither of them have done a fat lot. Jonas Jepson looks like he's in yellow. I mean, Joe's, I don't know, Jonas Jepson's in yellow.
Final score from...
Is that Jonas? Has he got a neck brace on? If it is, it's Jonas.
I don't think there's a neck brace on there. Final score at Belle Vue 58, Oxford 32.
Yeah, that's Jonas Jepson in yellow. What gate was he 13 wood off?
1.
1-0. Reserve change in yellow for Birmingham. Jonas Jepson comes in to replace Jason Edwards, and Drew Kemp does keep his spot. Heat 14 going off the inside gate in white. Keenan Rowe, gate 2 in blue, Drew Kemp, gate 3 in yellow, Jonas Jepson, and off the outside in red is Kyle Howarth. That was one of those races, it was the exact repeat of earlier on, the rider behind having the speed. Zagar had the speed probably over both the Leicester riders there, but just couldn't get past.
100%, and to be honest here, Birmingham really
need a 5-1. Need a
5-1.
Nothing else will do, because you'd imagine that will be the pairing for 15 again.
Oh, 100%. And to be fair, Jepson's been very impressive this afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Kyle generally shows up and wins a race. This will probably be that.
Normally the case. Mind you, Gate 4 hasn't been very impressive in the second half of the meeting.
It's not. The lines move back down now, innit? There's speed on the outside, but there's no real passing opportunities.
100%. So, big Heat 14, bigger than 13. Now as the start marshal walks away, the tapes rise, away we go. And it is Jepson, and it's both the Brummies that have made it. The Brummies are on that very important 5-1. Drew Kemp's in third, Kyle Howarth at the back. and this is going to be a big upset to the book. Now, what can these two Brummies boys do? These need to team ride Drew Kemp and Kyle Howarth out of this. It's getting a bit dusty at the Hydro Scanned Arena, but they've got a massive lead now over the two Lions boys, and well, if this carries on, I'm fairly certain that the Brummies are going to pick up their first league points, their first league win of 2025. As he's Jonas Jepsen, a very shrewd move there by Chris Adams, but he knew what he was doing. And
to be fair, Kyle's stuck behind Drew. Kyle's stuck racing Drew.
Yeah, Drew's not doing Kyle any favours. But these two Brummies boys out in front, they're looking at each other, they're checking to see where each other are, even though they've got a massive gap. And that's a big 5-1 that the Brummies really needed there.
Kyle spent the entire race trying to get past Drew, and Drew spent the entire race blocking Kyle. Another win for Gate 3. Jonas Jepsen's been fantastic, and the result of 14 was a win for the rider in yellow, Jonas Jepsen. Second in white, Keenan Root, and third in blue, Drew Kemp. 5-1 to Birmingham, 39 points to 44. Birmingham just need a finish out in Heat 15 to take their first win of the season. Do you want to give us the final rundown of the scores from Manchester, Mush? Or have we already done that? I won't lie, I forgot.
I'll tell you now. So Belle Vue Vs 58, Brady Kurtz scoring a 12-point maximum. Norwick Bladone 7-2, Jamin Lidsey 5-1, Zach Cook 14, Dan Bewley 13-2, paid maximum. Tate Zisky 3, Jake Mulford 4-3. For Oxford, Magic Vinosky 2, Craig Cook rider replacement, Eric Riss 6+2, Rowan Tungate 7, Charles Wright 5, Peter Kilderman 12+2, Luke Colleen nothing.
Peter Kilderman's fantastic since he's dropped to reserve any, and to be fair, he's a massive rider to have there, former GP rider, and obviously now with Kings Lynn from the 1st of June, Yankovic dropping down, you know, there's riders that have been in Grand Prix or are currently in Grand Prix at reserve, and that's crazy.
I'm fucking saying to it.
What on earth was that?
One of the Leicester track staff saying to me, "Don't fucking say anything."
Oh. I think you might be right about Alan being a good luck charm. Tell him to support Scunny on Wednesday. I think you might be onto something.
I've just sent him a little message saying, "Up the Brummies."
Up the Brummies.
Up the Brummies.
Looks like it started to rain there. Or it might just be my glasses that need cleaning. No, that's it.
Raining. Call it off. Call it off. Result stands.
I mean, Birmingham just need a finish out, and for me, I'd be putting Paco and Jonas Jepsen in, to be honest. They'll probably go for the experience of one of Toby or Zagar, or potentially both, but for me, Paco and Jepsen have earned 15, in my opinion.
Paco certainly has.
I think Jepsen has as well, 3 race wins.
Yeah, 100%.
And Kyle will be frustrated with that one because Drew really did him no favours. I don't think he'd have got him anyway. The Brummies were team riding. Keenan Rue knew what the job assignment was, but he won't be happy with that. Kyle having to race his teammate and blocked at every opportunity. And again, we say this, the afternoon meetings, the home team generally struggle.
Oh. So yeah, the Big Heat 15 coming up.
I think that's Shagger in white, and I think that's Toby in yellow.
How the bloody hell could you see that?
That definitely look like Shagger in white, because he's the only one with a white helmet, proper helmet, other than Paco, but he puts helmet colours on. And Toby's got a black helmet with an helmet colour on. That looked like him, it might not be, but I think that was Toby and Zagar.
I could just about see riders walking in helmets. I can't see who they are.
be Paco. You never know. Paco had a white helmet with a white helmet colour on. I'd expect
Could be
it to be
anybody.
Frick and Sam for Leicester. But even a 5-1 to Leicester here, Birmingham just need a finisher and they'll win this meeting because of that 3-2 earlier on, and how important that rerun of Zagar beating Sam is probably going to turn out to be.
100%.
But then, to be fair, if it had been a 3-all, we'd have been on for a draw at the moment. I think it's Zagar and it might be Paco, I don't know. That's freaking red. That's 100% Max freaking red. I think we can safely say it won't be Carl Eworth. I don't think it'll be either of the reserves. I don't think it'll be Becker either, if I'm honest.
It's got to be between Masters and Dougie.
Max Frick's off gate 1. That definitely looks like Zagar in white. It's Paco in yellow. What a boy. And I think it is Zagar in white. Indeed it is. So it's Matty Zagar in white, Paco Castagna in yellow, Max Frick in red, and we're just waiting for who's coming out in blue, but I'd imagine it'll be Sam Masters.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd say Jepsen was probably in the conversation for that, to be honest. And it is Sam Masters in blue.
It is Sam Masters
Full
in
lineup
blue.
across the tapes. Max Frick goes off gate 1 in red, Matty Zagar gate 2 in white, Sam Masters gate 3 in blue, Paco Castagna off the outside in yellow. Matty Zagar won't have forgot about that back straight from 13.
Absolutely not.
Matty Zagar
and next to each other.
Matty Zagar is not the kind of fella that just forgets about things. He'll be out to get one back over Frick in this one. I'll tell you what, Paco could be the spoiler in this.
There's every chance. Paco has been very, very impressive tonight. Well, this afternoon.
We're so used to saying tonight on these, aren't we?
It's too early.
And to be fair, we expected them all in here, and Birmingham were about to win. We could be in for the same on Wednesday at Oxfordshire.
Don't say that. Don't fill me with hope. Heat 15 and Start Marshall has walked away, and it is Paco that's got himself into second, and now Masters back up there into second. So the Lions currently on a 5-1, but this will do as long as Birmingham get a finisher. They're going to win on the night. Now Zagar looks to come around the outside there of Sam Masters, but although Paco's not really doing Matty Zagar any favours at all, but this is enough to win Birmingham the meeting as a 45-44 win, and Leicester fans must be so embarrassed. Imagine losing to the bottom of the league team. But yeah, Frick and Masters have got one lap left to go, and they're on a very, very comfortable 5-1 here now. It's just going to be a case of who's going to take the win, although I'd imagine it would be Frick. And yeah, it's a big 5-1 to Leicester. But it's Birmingham that take the points available on the night.
I thought Zagar had made the better gate there, to be honest. But once they were away, the two Leicester boys were just quicker.
100%.
Toby had another nightmare of a day after an impressive second ride. Result of Heat 15 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second in blue, Sam Masters, and third in white, Matty Zagar. 44 points to Leicester. The final score, 45 to Birmingham. We'll just tally up these scores.
So for the Leicester Lions, Max Frick scored 14, Luke Becker 4-1, Ryan Douglas 8-1, Carl Howarth 4-1, Sam Masters 11-2, Drew Kemp 3, Joe Thompson failed to score.
For the Brummies, Tobias Muszalek got 5+1, Paco Castagna 11, rider replacement, obviously number 3. Keenan Roos 6+2, Matty Zagar 10, Jonas Jepsen 10+1, Jason Edwards 3+1. A rare occasion this season that the Birmingham reserves have outscored their opposite numbers, and that's paid dividends in this meeting.
100%.
A good result. That 3-2 ultimately did end up deciding it. I think the crash for Drew as well probably didn't help his cause. I'd still argue that Jonas Jepsen should have been in E13 over Matty Zagar personally. The meeting was won. I don't think it would have done him any harm to have gone in.
No.
But we'll see what happens for that. We're back on Wednesday.
Yes, we are. We're back on Wednesday for Oxford versus Squiddy. Until then, thanks for watching. See you on Wednesday.